Hi everyone, it's Heidi from Joyful Artistry, and I'm here today to show you how I kind of start my junk journals. Not sure how long today's video will end up being, but I thought I would create something to show you on how I collect my things, how I do my cover, and let you know what my process is. So this is a Reader's Digest book. I love the size of it. It is a, an 11 and a half by almost 7. I'd say 6 and a half. My goal for this is to create a art journal out of it. The first things that I usually do is start to collect some things that remind me of an art journal or what I would put in there. These are a couple images. Make sure you can see. Yeah, these are a couple images that I found. This was out of a magazine, and this was out of a children's art book. And I loved both of these images, and I'm not really sure which one will end up on my cover. Not really, yeah, I'll get there, figure that out. I loved the roses on this vintage sympathy card. I will probably collage over this, collage over that, and put that in. I think this is a Recollections rub-on. I just loved it because it looks artsy. I'm not sure if he'll end up in there. If he does, he will be the center of one of the signatures. I'm going to put 2 signatures in this book. A vintage envelope. And then just some scraps for collaging. This is just a piece of an Edith Holden journal. Some papers, some printables that I had. Other papers. This is a construction paper. I like the look of it and the feel of it. Some heavy cardstock, some coffee stained paper. This is some art paper that I want to put in here as well. And then some scrapbook paper. These are larger ones that'll fit nicely in here. And I already have a few papers that I have pulled together for my 2 signatures, which include quite a few of the pieces that I have pulled. So the first thing I want to do is I want to start with my outside cover. And I have, let's see here, my little images. Let me pull those in. The 2 that I really like. And I have some doilies and things that I want to use to embellish the front. Depending on how I feel and how the book is going, we'll decide which one I'm going to put on the front. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to collage the front and the back. And if I could find my little ruler, there we go. Okay, make sure I'm in the frame. I am. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna get some of that white space off. I like to use different elements when I'm collaging. That's nice. Oops. I end up with really quite the mess by the time I'm done. I've had to clean up my work area. And these, a lot of times I'll save these little pieces because they become great little tags for inside, for labeling your sections of your book or labeling a page. Those. I have music. I like to put some music on this as well. Do some of that. I like that. Some other little books here. Picked up at a, oh yeah. I use some of this because I love the advertising. I think that's really nice. Look at that. This is a vintage Harper's. Just some, I love the different type set. That, and then, yeah, okay, so just want to make sure that I can cover that with this. And I use my Fabri-Tac. I love my Fabri-Tac. I love the Beacon 3-in-1 as well. And I'm getting to the end of this bottle, so what I'll do is I'll just put it upside down in another bottle while I'm working, to just get the glue to come down to the, so I just put it in, yep, get it to come down. Oh, gotta make sure I'm staying in the frame. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start just by putting some of this down along the edge here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually end up sewing around the edge of this. I'm hoping, this is kind of a thick book, but I'm hoping I can get it to work. So all I'm doing is just, I'm going to start layering. And I'm going to ink around my edges because I love that look. The different types of the books that you see, the advertising, and these come from garage sales, thrift stores. People will find things and just give them to me, things that they have found when they are out and about in their own travels. I end up with bags and boxes of stuff that people find for me. People tend to be really generous when they find that you're a collager and you like to use vintage items. This Harper's magazine, the pages that I pulled out are I'm gonna put a little something along this edge. So I've got this one. This here is from New York State. I actually grew up in northern New York State, like 30 miles from the Canadian border. How do I want to do that? Okay, hold on. And I'll overlap. I'll do lots of overlapping, which is great with a book like this. Then I feel confident that I'm not, that the book itself is not going to show through. I didn't ink on this because I like the color on the edges of this. Oh, look at that. Funny thing is, a friend of mine just acquired one of those vintage carriages. Funny. Okay. So So let's get some this music. But you know, I pull out my other music book. I do like this music, but I have another music book that I really like. Because I like how small it is. It just seems a little more delicate to me. Just pull out some of that. I'll probably put both on. I will. To me, there's something very satisfying about collaging. I really enjoy it. There we go. I am, even though this has got a nice patina to it, I am going to add a little bit of inking. And I'm going to be layering. I'm going to be adding some of the doilies that you see here. Some of these little doilies, I'm going to be adding those to it. Here. I'm going to just get my ink out. Okay. I hope everybody's doing well today. It's a gloomy, overcast day here. It's going to be 92 and humid here. Not fun. It's kind of scary for those who don't have air conditioning. We have places set up in New Hampshire. I'm from New Hampshire. We have places set up for people to go who need to be out of the heat, which is great. But I'm sure everybody's state has that. Take care of people who can't afford the air conditioning or the elderly. I know we're checking on my mother-in-law to make sure she's okay. Let's see, what else have I got that I can put? There we go. I think this will be all I need. Yep. Does that cover okay? Oh, of course it's slightly small. Just stick a little piece underneath. And like I said, I'm going to be doing layering of some lace and doily on top, so it will help for that to stick and to stay down. Perfect. That's perfect. So, yeah. Okay. And then, of course, I'm either going to put her on the cover or I'm going to put her on the cover. I'm thinking I might put her on the cover. I like the yellows and the background with all of this. So let's get the back done. Work on that. will, if I could, you know, this happens to me all the time. Oh, here it is. I lose my ruler. Straighter along the top. Probably because I have all this stuff here. Makes it go a little crooked. Alright. Okay, so we're going to glue this down. And I'm going to collage over the top of it on the left side. I didn't worry about leaving this white space here off to the left. Great. So there's that. And we'll take some of, oh, look at the images. Okay. I want to try and keep as much of both of these images as I can. But I do want to get rid of some of the white space. Down the side as well. Just think it's great. I'm not gonna put this on because I don't want that covered. Look at that. Just gonna put a little bit of ink around my edges. I'd like, even though it does have a nice little patina, I do want some definition between here and here. So it's funny, I have different reasons why I do different things. Isn't that nice? Okay, I like that. I think this was part of that Harper's magazine, and it has like camps all over the US, all over the United States for boys and girls to go to. I found some camps, like I said, from the area where I grew up in Watertown, New York, and I don't know if I saw any in New Hampshire. I did see a bunch from Maine. Okay, look at that. Looking good so far. I love it. Get some book page here. I'm actually going to grab a piece. I am not sure what language this book is. I have used so much of it because I love the font. Isn't that an amazing font? Page number. Let's see. Probably will need a little something either at the bottom or the top of this. Nope. Look at that. Made that work. Love that. We'll add a couple little pieces throughout here to just kind of break it up because it almost seems too symmetrical to me, and that's okay. This is my first layer, and you can always add more as you go along. And that's what I love about doing junk journals, is that you can add more layers. If you make a mistake, you just can do something over it. I love that because I feel like it's not always the way that I want it to look. So I can do something a little bit different without having to worry. I used to quilt a lot, and one of my struggles when I quilted was that sometimes my corners weren't the way that I wanted them to be, and I found it very frustrating. And things do not have to be precise, and I absolutely love that. They don't have to be precise. What I didn't add on here, I didn't add any dictionary page. So let me turn around and see what I have in my little scrap bin of dictionary. Gotta have some there. Oh man, when you're doing this, you absolutely need to have a scrap bin, because you don't want to get rid of stuff that well, Jeepers Creepers, can't get that apart. You don't want to get rid of all of your pieces, because you can use them. Or if you have like I've taken sections out of dictionaries and trying to get this apart so that I can get just a piece of it. Color. Oh, color would be so perfect for my art journal. That's great. Put that in. All the color. Okay. That there. Yeah, I love that. So get a little more of my Fabri-Tac. I know that I'm using it on paper, but I love that it doesn't wrinkle my paper. I love that it's consistent. It doesn't dry super fast. It doesn't dry blotchy, like thick. I like that. Let me make sure that I'm a little straight. I need a little something along there. That'll be maybe if I do this, I can make it work. We'll see. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. And, you know, as I'm looking at this little doily that's scrunched up on my table right here, I'm thinking, wouldn't that be great? Just right there on the back. We may end up doing that. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a little bit of collaging here to just kind of cover up the, with some plain, okay, that. I'm not even going to do collaging, I'm sorry. I'm just going to do a piece of plain paper there, just so that just covers up the words. That's all, because it's all going to be covered anyways with some lace and some doilies and some fabric. Because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my fabric over my spine. I'm good with this. I'm good if there's some green that shows through. I'm totally good with that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some fabric. Now this is, oh, it's so soft. It's so soft. This is an old pillowcase that I had that started to rip apart, and I thought, oh, I'll just wash it really well, and then I will see it tears, so I didn't even have to cut it. It tears so easily. It's just, that's when you know you've got a very well-loved, just very well-loved pillowcase that's been used for quite a while. Just want to make sure that I'm in. Oh boy. So, yep. And then I'm going to, just going to get my little pieces off here. My little flyaway threads that come on the sides. Just trying to pull those off. Okay, so this, I'm gonna glue this here. Then you will see some of the glue come through on this. I am okay with that. I am okay with that. So try and get that as straight as I can. Push it down in the ditch there. Okay. And then I need to decide, do I want to, I pulled a couple, so doilies, different types of doilies that I could do something like this where it comes all the way around and it gives me a nice spine here, but it doesn't come as far as I would like it if I'm going to put one of my images on, but I may layer up this, so we'll see. Let me just figure out which one of these I would like on the spine, and I may even say that one. I have just a round one here that I can glue down. If I do this one, I will need to put something underneath here, another layer of lace under there. Then I have these here. We just purchased these the other day. So this is definitely not tall enough. But what I can do is I'm going to cut some of these out and thread them throughout the journal. So what I think my next step is, see, and then I have this, that it can just be that with this, or I can do this with this over the top. Let me see if I'm not crazy about that. I thought I had my idea all set, but this is how it works sometimes. I'm gonna have that come up the top. Oh boy. Look at this. Did that. Wait. All right, so you know what I think I'm going to do? You know, isn't it funny? Now I think I want her on the cover. I really like her. But I also really like her. I want her on the cover. this one, I want her on the cover. So I'm gonna set the medieval woman off to the side, and then I'm going to pull some more my lacing things, little joy lacing things. Okay, there's this one as well. Okay. And what I think I would like to do is, I think I just want to put a section here. I just really want it to just be the spine on here. I had a nice little piece that I wanted to work with before. Of course, sure where I did it. But I'm gonna look for it. Just bear with me for a second. There's something I can cut apart and put. If you can see, I have this little bin. Some nice little piece. See, this would look great with her. And look at that with that little crocheted lace on there. Yeah, we'll find a use for that. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I hit the arm of my camera. There we go. I have this old tablecloth that I am going to cut a section off for my spine, if I can find the corner. So if you remember when I started, I said I was going to share my process, and this is my process. It takes a little bit longer, but I'm just going to cut a nice size section. Actually, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because I'm going to cut it down, and I may cut around some of the flowers. How are we here? Okay, there I am. All right. And let's just see what happens. I'm sure if you can see, I'm just lobbing some of this off. This will be great. Oh. Now, I was thinking, boy, if I could just tear it, that would be even better. Give me a nice little edge, but that's okay. I'll pull it and tatter it as I'm going. Okay, look at that. This should be plenty to work with. This way. Back in its bin. Okay. So I'm thinking that if oh yeah, see, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna trim around here like this, and I can use these little snippets in the journal if I would like, if I want to, and then. So if I have that, I'm going to, not sure if you can see this, but let me push this up a bit. I'm going to trim around this piece here and see what I feel about that. Okay, so I want to be able to fray it. I don't want it to look freshly cut. I want it to look almost torn if I can. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Okay. So if this goes down the center, and I'm gonna trim on this side, but I just kind of want to get a little feel, yeah. And then we're gonna put this girly girl here, and I'll still be able to see some of the flowers, but we're gonna layer her up. So let me trim around, let me just trim around here. Get that. Just to give it a little, give the flowers a little definition. I just want to make sure I'm in the, let's see what we got here. I really do. Okay, let me, okay. So I think this is what I would like to be on my spine. Make sure I like this on the back. And then remember we had this that I thought, oh, wouldn't that look good there? But I think it'd be too much on the back if I added that. Unless I added something larger that would, not crazy about that. So I'm just gonna glue this down. Okay, and then we're going to, gonna glue this down, and then we're gonna start working on the image. And if I don't like the just trying to line this up a little bit. If I don't like so much hanging off the top or the bottom, I can always trim it later. I'd rather have a little bit too much. So, and just gonna put a little bit to keep this down for right now. Like I said, we'll do some sewing, but I want to get my cover image done. I want to get her down before I do any sewing. I shouldn't be sewing over glue, but I do. My sewing machine is a 35-year-old workhorse. It was a display model from Sears at a mall in New York State, in Westchester County. Yeah, some of mine. But it served me well. I have a sewing one that I use just for fabric, but this one I've decided that I'm just going to use it for my crafting. So I will eventually but I will glue all of these little edges down. But for right now, I'm gonna wait because I want to see if I'm gonna want to tuck her under, or am I gonna want to have her over. So let's put the cover aside and let's start working on her. So one of the things I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take this file folder and I'm going to use it to make her a little sturdier. So can I just say that I love Goodwill and I love thrifting. I bought a whole box of these for probably $2 at Goodwill. Okay. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim her down. Trim this here. Just give her a good little trim. Oh, that's weird. And then, great. I needed to trim both sides off in order to fit it here. Fit it under the arm because it was too wide. Isn't she adorable? Oops. Trim a little bit on the bottom. I just just want to straighten her up. Okay. I think I need to take just a little bit off. Okay, just, boy oh boy. Okay, there we go. So now, trimming her down, I am going to do a little bit of layering with her. So this is a vintage pillowcase that I bought that was not mine, tattered and torn. And I'm wondering, let's find where the seam is. Here's the seam in the lace. And I'm wondering if I want to just put a little bit just along the edge that will stick off the book. All right, so let's see if this gives me, yeah, look at that. Or do I want to cut up some of this? It's a process, you know, trying to, oh man, I'm so sorry. I think I'm just gonna use this little piece here, and I'm gonna trim on the bottom. And give a little extra space. And then, where was my seam? Just, okay, oh, here it is. So we're just gonna you know, I'm thinking that I love this image so much because she's quilted. I'm wondering if that's, all right, let me, so it didn't really matter. Okay, so I am, there we go. I may not keep all of this, but I may. So I'm gonna lay this down, and then I'm gonna lay this down. Okay. And then put her on. And I'm thinking I'm gonna need a full backing of the pillowcase. I think that's okay. Right. So if I have that, and then I have this. Oops. Funny, I didn't need to do that. And then what if just this yeah, a little bit tougher. Okay. So if we did that, and then we did this, and then we added her. Oops. not upside down. So grab my cover. So if I did this, oh, see, and I did glue a little more than I should have here, just to kind of keep it out of the way. Wondering if we want to put that under there. All right. Well, I think today I need to think about this a little bit. I think this is probably where I'd like to start. I'm going to do this as like probably a 5-part, 4-part series. So I'm going to call this part 1, where we got our cover together, worked on the image for the front, and then I'm going to come back and do another video of finishing her and doing the inside here. Not sure I'm going to put any paper here because I love this, but I am going to create some pockets, and I'm going to thicken up the spine so that our signatures stay nicely inside. So just want to thank you for watching today. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you have a great day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot.